Lights are lit and there's sweat on your embrace. One other thing I dare. Lights are out and there's time to your embrace. Then another dare. Lights are lit and there's sweat on your embrace. One other thing I dare. Lights are out and there's time to your embrace.
Hey guys, it's Casey here, and today I'm going to be doing a GIMP tutorial on a text animation that we're going to turn into a video. So, if you don't know what GIMP is already, it's an image editor that is open source, so it's free, and it's pretty comparable to Photoshop in my opinion. Of course, there's a little bit of a learning curve and, you know, a couple things you can't do the same and whatnot, but I think it's a really good thing to have if you don't want to buy Photoshop. So we're going to be doing a text animation and exporting it as a video today. And I think this is a really great animation to do if you're just kind of DIYing your intro yourself. So this is a great way to do that, or even as like a title slide type of deal in your video or things like that. I think this would be a great thing to use, and it looks really good. If you don't know what GIMP is or you don't have it yet, you can download it from this website here and just come down here and download it. And also for this video, in order to export it as a video, an AVI video, you're going to need GAP. So you'll download it from the right here, and I'll have links for both of these in the description for you to do as you please with. Okay, so after you've opened GIMP, we want to go ahead and go to File and New. We're gonna make our size. If you're gonna be using this as an intro and you have your videos or whatever in 1080p, then you're going to want to set this to 920 by 1080. Or, you know, just make sure you find your resolution for the video that you have already. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. Okay, so now once we have our background layer here, we can go ahead and choose whatever color we want. I'm going to choose this purple color just for right now. Right now we just need to have a solid background for the text. So I'm just going to choose that, and then we're going to go ahead and insert our text onto the solid color background. So we're going to go ahead and type our text in. Okay, so once you're done putting your text in, it should look something like this. So once we have our text in using our text tool, we're going to go ahead and come over here on the Layers tab or window and go ahead and merge it down onto our background layer. So we just have one layer here with our text on it. Once we're done with that, we're going to go ahead and go under our filters, down to animation, and choose the rippling effect. You should get a window, and I like to keep my settings on 3 rippling strength, 15 number of frames, and wrap edge behavior. You can definitely experiment with these more when you're doing this yourself, but this is just kind of my preference. So go ahead and click OK, and we're going to wait for it to kind of generate this all for us. Okay, so in this pop-up window you should have 15 frames, 0 to 14, if you did choose 15 frames like I did. So from here you can definitely go ahead and go to filters, animation, and then playback, just to kind of see what it's gonna look like, but it's gonna be like very huge because it's gonna show you the exact dimensions of it. So my screen is really tiny right now. I'm on my laptops, but you can just go ahead and view it just to make sure you like it. So this is kind of what the animation is gonna look like. And if you're making a smaller one, you can change the frame rate down at the bottom. So yeah, go ahead and play it back, make sure everything's to your liking. And then what we're going to do from here is go to File, down to Save As, and we're going to save this on our desktop. I think that's what I called it. Wiggle Jitter Ripple Effect. There's many different names for this animation, and back when I was looking for it, I could not find a damn thing on it. It was so frustrating, but I finally figured out how to do it this way. So once you have the name that you want, and it's an XCF file, go ahead and save it. So if this is kind of your desired look for it, now you can go ahead and leave it like this and skip ahead, but I want to add a kind of image background instead of this purple. So what I'm gonna do is go up here to File, Open as Layers, and open this image I have on the desktop. This is what's going to be our background, and it's 920 by 1080 as well, so it'll fit perfectly. So once you have your background image in here, what you're going to want to do is come up to the mode up here and choose one that you like, that of course allows you to see the text through it. I really like the light and only, so this is what my animation is gonna look like. So once you have that, we're gonna go ahead and rename this layer to background, and make sure that you have the mode set on it already. And then we're gonna come down here to the duplicate layer button, or you can right click, and we're gonna go ahead and duplicate this like 15 times. So yeah. Okay, so once we have all of our copies of the background that the mode is set on light and only, we're gonna drag them between every other solid background frame. So just drag them every other frame. And I'm sure there's lots of other ways that you can do this, but this is just kind of how I personally like to do it. So I'm just dragging them in between. Okay, so once you're done, your background should be first, then the frame, background frame, and so on and so forth. You're going to want to go ahead and right-click the background layer and merge it down. Come to the next background layer and right-click, merge down again. Next background layer, merge down. Just make sure that you're clicking on the new background on the background layer each time, and merge the backgrounds all the way down. Again, the background should be laying on top of the frame that you're wanting to merge it down to. Okay, so from this point you can go ahead and play it back again if you so choose, but this is going to be our look of our animated text. Hey guys, so I just wanted to enter in this little clip really fast just to show you a little bit more of an advanced way of how you can do the background image. This way you'll be able to keep the original image look instead of doing this mode version, the more simple way of doing it. So this way is a little bit more advanced. So what we're gonna do first is go to select all, and then we're gonna come over here to our dropper tool, or our color picker tool. Click that, and then click your solid background color. Then what we're gonna do, while we're still selected on everything on this frame that we're clicked on over here, we are going to go to the colors tab and then down to color to alpha. And what this will do, we're gonna come over here and just copy this color and paste it here. And then what this will do is just totally get rid of that background, as you can see here. So we'll do that on this layer. And then you can see over here in the preview that it did take the background away. But since we have all these layers visible, we're seeing the additional backgrounds. Okay, so now we want to come over here to frame 13. Click on that, and then if you need to, go to select all once again. Colors, color to alpha, and then your last color should be there, and then just click OK. And you're going to want to do this all the way down through all of your layers. Okay, so once you're done with all that, you should have a completely transparent background now. So what we can do now is go to File, Open as Layers, and we're going to go ahead and open our background that we want on here. And since we are doing it this way, as you can see, we can keep the original color and the mode on normal when you do it like this. However, with this method, what you're going to want to do is put your background layer below your frame, so like this. And then of course you're going to want to duplicate it the same way, and just make sure you put the background layer below all of your frames. And then we're going to go ahead and merge the frames down onto that background layer. Okay, so once you have that all done, it should be frame, background, frame, background, frame, background. And then we're going to come to our frame and then right click and merge down. Come to the next frame, right click, merge down. And you're going to want to do this all the way down through all of your frames. Okay, so once you're done with that, I'm just going to go ahead and do just a little playback for you just so you can see what it'll look like. But that's what it'll look like, and as you can see, we have our original background layer colors on here, and yeah, we won't have to mess with the mode on this one. However, it does add that extra step of adding the transparency to each one of your layers. But I just wanted to show you guys how to do that just in case you were looking to do it a different way. But it just really depends on what exactly you're looking to do and the kind of overall vision you have for your little projects here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut back to the original tutorial because all of the steps are going to be the same from here on out. Okay, so once we have our backgrounds all sorted out and merged down onto our frames like so, they all have the background, the image background on them now. We're going to go ahead and go to video after we save, of course, and we're going to go to split image to frames. And you don't have to change anything on here, just click OK. This new window is going to pop up with just one frame on it. Just close that out. You don't need it at all. Discard the changes. So once we have that done, if we look at our desktop now, or wherever you saved it, we have all of these frames here. So we have all of these frames, which is going to make up our video. So go back to your file that has all your frames on them with the image background. And now we're going to go to the video tab again, which we got from downloading GAP, and we're going to go to Master Video Encoder. And it's going to load up a few times, but just go ahead and wait for it to load. Okay, so on this page, you're going to want to just verify everything. It should say, if you chose the 15 layers, it should say 0 to 14. Make sure your size is correct. And on this animation, personally, I like it to go a bit fast. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on 15 frames per second right here. And make sure that it's saving to the right place that you want it. And then if everything's all correct here, you can go ahead and click OK. I'm going to override it because I've done this already. And as you can see, it's encoding all of our frames here. And once that's done, we're going to go ahead and click OK. And come to our desktop. As you can see here, here's our video that we just made. We made this with GIMP and exported it as an AVI using GAP. I hope y'all like this. Go ahead and comment, rate, and subscribe if you liked it. And thanks so much for watching.